Hi everybody, Trainlover16 is back again. And today I'm doing another VHS review. The series where I take VHSs, I watch them with you guys, give my thoughts and comments on them, and then at the end I tell you whether or not they're worth buying. For today's VHS review, we're going to be doing a VHS review on Budgie the Little Helicopter, the air show. That's the name of this VHS. Budgie the Little Helicopter is a very, interesting show, if I might say. It has... I don't quite know how to put it. It's rather strange. It's based on some books that were created by Her Highness, the Duchess of York. I don't know who that was at the time that Budgie was created, but yeah, this is a VHS of Budgie the Little Helicopter. Right, I said that. Budgie is a very interesting show. God, dearie me. It's a very interesting show, as I said. I don't quite know how to explain it, why I think it's so interesting, but maybe it's Budgie's interesting personality. Budgie has quite an interesting personality, to be honest, but maybe it's the personalities of the other characters, I just don't know, but to me, this seems like a rather interesting show, and I don't quite know why. But either way, today we're doing a VHS review on this. There's the front cover, as you see. This is the back cover. There we go. Her Royal Highness Duchess of York. This VHS contains 4 episodes of the first season. Episodes 6, 7, 8, and 9 of Season 1. And it has a running time of approximately 44 minutes. Released by First Independent Video in 1994, not long after Budgie the Little Helicopter, the TV series, was first released. Yeah. So, everyone, sit back, relax, go get some snacks and a drink, because this video is going to be about 50 minutes long, because this tape has a running time of 44 minutes, as I already explained. So there's nothing on the inside, there's nothing on the inside, as you see. Here's the tape, First Independent Video, Budgie Helicopter Show, yeah, blah blah blah. Yeah, this is the tape. Here's the back of the tape. Yeah. And now I am going to turn my TV on. Okay, and now I shall go ahead and put the tape into my VHS player. Wait, is my TV even on? Hang on guys, did my TV actually turn on? So I think something's wrong with my TV, guys. Just bear with me a minute, guys, I gotta sort my TV out. Okay guys, sorry about that. My TV is now working. It wasn't earlier, as you saw. Okay, so, yeah, it's working now. The VHS SCART thing has come up. The blue screen has come up, so now I will go ahead and put the tape into the player. And I shall now fasten my camera onto the camera stand, and then we'll get straight into the review. Sorry guys, just fastening my thing onto here. Go. Slot the camera in. Zoom in. And yeah, we'll start reviewing this VHS. Sorry guys, dearie me. Oh, here we go, it's starting up now. Yeah, copyright warning, blah 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 blah. All that sort of thing. This logo is very interesting. It might be a bit scary for some of you, but I find this logo quite interesting. First independent logo. Especially all those sounds in the background.
Budgie's a little helicopter. This superb 14-inch soft toy
oh yeah, there's an advert for this at the
with
beginning.
spinning rotors is available at a very special price by mail. All you need to order your Budgie hand puppet is fill in the enclosed reply card.
Except there was no enclosed reply card in the VHS tape,
Look out for the whole
so I can't order a Budgie plush toy thing. False advertising. There was nothing even on the back cover, on the inside of the VHS tape, so I can't sue and do anything. These people, I can't do anything to get one of those things. Those people should be sued for false advertising. Right, here we go. Here's the intro. This is a pretty good theme song. It's not the best theme song of all, but it's pretty good. A pretty good theme song. Yeah, this show in general has pretty good music, but this intro, this theme song is not really the best theme song in the world, but the music in this show is still pretty good. Rather quite relaxing music, to be honest. Airfield is the name of the place where, at the airport where Budgie and his friends live.
While the twins and their mother, Mrs. Kitchen, were busy in the canteen.
What I quite like about Budgie, the little helicopter, is the fact that it not only focuses on, unlike most shows involving sentient vehicles, where it mainly focuses on the vehicles themselves, but it also focuses, this show also focuses quite heavily on the human characters and their relationships, which is something a little different from most shows about sentient vehicles.
Everyone was busy. Everyone, that is, except Budgie.
This is a very character-driven show. Has quite a lot of characters, relationship stuff in it.
Budgie.
This show feels very, very 90s. This was made in 1994.
Now then, Budgie, all ready?
Oh, yes, Lionel.
Yeah.
Do you know who's taking the salute, Budgie?
And also,
Monsieur Le Bourget. That's
oh yeah, this is quite funny.
Monsieur Le Bourget, French chap, jolly important. President of the Société Aéronautique Française.
Grounds. What does that mean?
It means, Budgie, that you are going through the heli wash.
That's quite a funny joke. Budgie really, really hates the heli wash. That's one of his personality traits. That's something that's repeated all throughout the entire series.
You've really done a good job.
Also, I haven't mentioned the animation yet. It's quite nice animation. It feels very 90s, the animation. In fact, the whole show feels very 90s.
Sorry.
Very, very nice cell animation, like Jimbo and the Jet Set.
I'm afraid we're not open, and members of the public aren't allowed on the airfield before 1 o'clock.
We are aircrew, visiting.
Liars.
Have you got your passes with you?
Look, missus, don't mess about. Just bring us 2 teas.
Bring us 2 teas or else we'll... No. I'm not gonna...
Doesn't matter.
I didn't like the look of those two.
No.
If they're aircrew, I'm Marilyn Monroe.
Who's Marilyn Monroe?
Oh, a bit before your time. Go on, Scarper, but
Look,
watch out for those two.
there's quite a lot of humour like that in this show. Very lovely.
Right, team. Pay attention.
And his mouth was full of foam.
Who?
Especially Budgie.
Oh, sorry, Lionel.
Sorry.
Monsieur Le Bourget has landed. So this is it. Now, remember what you've been told, and nothing will go wrong. Good night. And Budgie,
Lionel?
now do your best.
Yes, you bet.
Hey, here comes Monsieur Le What's-Its plane. Very fancy.
Bonjour.
Oh yeah.
No, Budgie. Okay.
Right, Monsieur little Bourget's on the saluting stand.
This has quite good humour, this show.
Start engines.
Oh yeah. Now, hang on a second, guys. I just want to say something else, but first I need to look something up on my iPad. Lovely music. Theme song's not the best, but the incidental music is very nice.
Fly past. Eyes right.
Lucy, look! What? Over there, on the parking apron.
It's those two men. And isn't that Monsieur Le Thingy's plane?
Yeah.
Well done, Budgie. Nice flying.
Oh, thanks, Lionel.
Not bad. For a little guy.
Yes,
Oh
see
yeah,
how well you do.
Chuck, that huge helicopter there is he's very arrogant and looks down upon everyone else for being smaller than them.
We are lifting concrete blocks, all right?
At my last place, I carried a truck.
Oh god, he's really
I was the
boastful.
strongest helicopter there. Of course,
Now,
I'm
what-
the strongest helicopter here, too. I mean, I don't like to boast.
I don't want any sharing.
Now also,
Lionel, I can lift
just like
You're not jolly well going to.
Yes.
just like all the just like all the characters in Thomas the Tank Engine, the characters in this show are all based on real aircraft. According to Wikipedia, Budgie is supposed to be a Bell 206 helicopter. Pippa, you'll find this funny, is supposed to be a Piper Warrior aircraft, which hence her name.
Oh, it's Pippa.
Chuck, I'm sure most of you will be able to tell this, is a Boeing Chinook helicopter. You know, one of those twin blade helicopters. Yeah, those are Boeing Chinooks. And Lionel, the senior aircraft who's in charge of the whole airfield, is a Westland Linux.
Chuck, pull me down.
Oh god damn it, Chuck!
Quit complaining. This is dead easy.
Are you sure about that?
Don't worry, I'm really strong.
See?
Really stupid is what you are. Put that truck down. Yeah, put this truck
And there's a
down.
lot of other supporting / visiting aircraft in this show as well. Jean-Claude, for example, who's a Concorde aircraft, although he doesn't appear in any of the episodes on this VHS.
Chuck, get down to.
Oh no. Hang on.
Chuck, nincompoop, get it off me.
I can't.
Oh no.
Oh, get down, get down.
Stupid thing.
They're all right. What's that?
Ah, no! Mayday, mayday!
Oh, they're stealing the aircraft.
My plane! She's been stolen! Stop her! Over there! Someone steals the French chappie's plane and we're grounded. Oh, Chuck.
It wasn't my fault.
Absolute Chuck. Lionel to all aircraft. Lionel to all aircraft. Plane being stolen. Intercept and...
Pippa to Lionel. Pippa to Lionel. I'll try to cut it off. Over and out.
Oh, god damn it. Stupid people. Love the music, as I said. Theme song not the best, but still like it. But the incidental music is great.
I can't
And
follow them there.
And the animation is also pretty good. Very, very 90s.
They're getting away. Pepper to Budgie. Pepper to Budgie.
What? What's going on?
Can you assist, Budgie? Can you assist?
Oh dear. I better see what's happening.
Oh yes, and one of the things that I find one of the reasons why I find this show extremely interesting is I actually have a rather interesting history with this show. My history with Budgie the Little Helicopter is quite it's quite unusual. I first heard about Budgie the Little Helicopter years and years ago, and the reason for that is because way back when I was a young lad, me and my sister, my mum used to take me and my sister to a play place which I will not name because otherwise you might look it up on the internet and discover and kissing Budgie. Sorry if you heard what I just said, but I don't mean to be offensive or anything. But anyway, at this play place, which I will not name due to which I will not name so that my location can remain secret, because otherwise you might look it up on the internet and find out where I live. Oh, hang on, we don't need to see this. But at that play place, which me and my sister used to go to all the time, there was a Budgie the Little Helicopter kiddie ride. You know those children's rides that we all used to go on as young children? Yeah, there was a Budgie ride at the play place. That was the first time I ever heard about Budgie the Little Helicopter. I might have to turn the volume down at some point during this episode, and you'll see why later on.
But Budgie was behaving in a quite extraordinary way.
Really?
Budgie!
Oh no.
Budgie!
Budgie! What are you doing?
What do you do that for?
I asked first. What are you up to?
I think I'm in trouble with Lionel.
Why?
Because I haven't been through the heli-wash yet.
Oh god damn it, Budgie.
Well,
Anyway, so there was a Budgie the Little Helicopter kiddie ride at this play place that at this old play place we used to go to. Unfortunately, that play place has closed down now, but I have not. But
I'll have another look in the hangar.
and I don't know what's happened to it since. But I'm not. But again, I'm not going to name that play place because otherwise you might still be able to find out where I live. But there was a Budgie the Little Helicopter kiddie ride there, and it was perched all the way in the corner by one of the slides in the in that indoor play place. And every so often that kiddie ride would say, "Come on, climb aboard and let's head for the sky." But yeah, and that kind of creeped me out. Doing that kind of creeped me out every time it did that. That kind of creeped me out. Which for a while I was too scared to go over to that part of the play place.
I was talking to him not long ago.
Where?
And I never actually saw that kiddie ride in operation, actually. I only saw it operating for the first time when I watched a video of the same model of ride.
I think he was heading for the heli-wash.
Budgie, going for a wash? Shouting joysticks. Oh, I think I'm going to faint.
No, well, soap in my eyes, soap in my eyes.
Hate it.
Oh, that's better.
Budgie!
Yeah, for years and years when I went to that place, that was the only way I knew about Budgie the Little Helicopter,
Anyway, you've no time
from
to waste.
seeing that kiddie ride.
Time to waste? You mean I didn't need to have a wash?
Of course not.
But
I've got a really important job for you to do. Briefing.
it wasn't until,
All right?
yeah. So I never saw that kiddie ride in operation, no one ever used it, but it was always on though.
I think he's going to faint.
So you collect the spares from the depot and fly them out to the naval destroyer. All right?
Great, Lionel. Hooray, I'm going to join the Navy.
Say, Captain, Lionel.
I know what you're going to say, Chuck, and the answer's
Oh,
no.
oh Christ's sake!
Lionel.
I forget what I want to
For
say.
you to land.
Oh, come on. Give me a break. I always wanted to
Oh
be
God,
in the
he's
military.
so boastful and
Yes,
so
it's good to go
needy.
too.
Yes, I will.
That's
But
so
she's not cut out for landing
boastful
on
and
decks at
needy.
all, so it'll have to be Budgie. All right?
Okay, but
All right?
okay, Captain.
Right, I might have to turn it down in a moment. You'll see why.
Gosh, this really is hard work. Whoa! Wonder how much further. Let's try and get in touch with them.
So no one ever used that Budgie kiddie ride, but it was always on and would say loads of phrases every now and then. I'm turning it down now because you'll see why in a moment.
Destroyer to Budgie. How can we help you? Over.
Well, I don't know where you are. Budgie to destroyer. Over.
Destroyer to Budgie. We have your visual. Over. We can see you. Over.
Oh God damn it! In a minute, guys, you'll see why.
Budgie to destroyer. I can't see you. Oh, get on, you silly thing. I'm talking to the seagull.
Destroyer to Budgie. Seagull. The cloud.
Hang on a moment, guys.
Destroyer to Budgie. Say again. Over.
Hang on a moment. That's why. Because I was very, very shocked when that noise came on, so I had to turn it down. And also, if you heard it, oh, sorry guys, I got my finger jammed in the door, but it
Look out.
yeah. If you guys aren't aware, I really, really do not like fireworks for that because of the horrible noises they make. And that's why I had to turn the thing down just then because of the similar noise that flare made when it went up. And I was really shocked by it was so unexpected when I first watched this VHS. So I had to turn it down just at that point.
Is he all right?
Apologies if you have any inconvenience for that.
Rough trip, but he's got to the air.
Well, I'll turn it up now.
I knew I should have gone. It's a job for a real strong guy.
Stop boasting, you whiny little bitch.
I do hope he is all right.
Hello.
Hi. Had a bumpy flight, I hear.
Whew, I'll say.
Oh.
You feel quite sick.
You'll get used to it.
I am a
Anyway,
nose.
I'll talk to you later.
Very sorry.
I'm not going. You are.
Sorry, I don't quite. Oh, help! Help! We're
Down.
sinking. Man,
Down.
lifeboats.
Don't
Down
panic,
to
young
hell.
chap. It's only the platform lift. The hangar's down there.
The hangar? In the basement? Gosh. Ooh, golly. What a place.
Here's that civilian helicopter, Charlie.
Right, well, we've got to check it over. It's had a rough trip. Let's get the gear.
Rough trip, I'll say. Ooh, but I made it. Oh dear. Tired.
The poor
So
chap.
you'll have to spend the night aboard the carrier.
Oh, right.
Come on, Mike. Never mind the jump, Budgie.
Okay, Chief, coming.
No use even thinking of doing anything outside. It's going to bucket down.
So as I was saying about the Budgie little helicopter kiddie ride, it was always in the corner, always turned on, and so it always said that phrase I said earlier, and and no one ever used it, but it was always turned on. And I only saw it operating for the first time when I watched a video of it.
It's raining cats.
When I watched a video of it on YouTube one day.
Dead right.
Okay, so for years and years, that was the only way I knew about Budgie the Little Helicopter, through that kiddie ride at that place me and my sister used to go to all the time.
Rise and shine.
But,
What time time's it?
a few years later, I watched an episode of the episode on YouTube,
After you've been through the wash.
and I quite enjoyed it. And so I watched a few other episodes, plus that video of the kiddie ride in action.
I think I'd better be getting home. Yes. What's the weather like?
Still windy, but improving.
Oh, good. I'd better go. Pity to miss the wash, but the job comes first.
Quite right. Jolly good show.
Oh yeah, good show. That's actually Lionel's catchphrase. Good show.
Budgie to navigation bridge. Thank you.
And I had never heard that phrase before until I heard Lionel say it in Budgie's little helicopter in all the episodes I watched on YouTube after that. Plus, oh yeah, and remember I also watched the video of the kiddie ride in action as well.
Phew. I was lucky to escape that. I bet a Navy wash is really awful.
Carrier to Budgie. Carrier to Budgie. Mayday, over.
Oh, gosh. Now what? Budgie to carrier. I hear you loud and clear. Over.
Yeah, so the music's still very, very nice and like really, really enjoyable.
Gosh, yes.
And although these episodes are only about 10 minutes long, this one feels more like 15 or even 20 minutes. Because so much happens in it. I know this episode is 10 minutes just like the others, but it feels much longer due to how much happens in it.
Gosh, these waves. This really is tricky. Gosh.
Got him. So I watched all the episodes and thought the show was quite interesting. Well, not all the episodes, but some of them on YouTube. And then I watched it and the video of the kiddie ride, as I said, and I quite enjoyed them. I thought they were quite good. This isn't the best television show in the world, but very, very enjoyable. But I still enjoy it. It's not, it's good, but not great. But I still enjoy it. Oh, great.
Joysticks.
Dearie me. Absolutely hates it. Right, we don't need to see this part, but just like similar to Thomas the Tank Engine, this show also has quite a few overarching stories. The episode we just watched was actually the first of a two-part story, and this episode is the second part of that story.
Budgie was away from Airfield, working for the Navy.
Yeah, continuing the two-part story.
Themselves.
The whole place is flooded. That cat and that owl actually have names. The cat is called Fergus and the owl is called Oliver.
Yeah, Lionel.
Jolly hard to say. It's still bucketing down, but I think
Oh, I just hope that Budgie's not had to fly in a storm like this.
he'll be all right. Last message we had said he was safe on board the aircraft carrier. Don't worry. So I'm afraid this is where you leave us, old boy.
Yes, that's right.
It's next stop Norway for us, and you don't want to be...
No, and it's time I got back. I just hope the building's gone down at the airfield.
Got time to go.
Goodbye.
Cheerio. Happy landings.
Carrier to Budgie. Thanks for all your help. Safe journey. Over.
You're welcome. Bye. Over and out.
Attention, please. Attention, please. We have just received a message from the Navy to say that Budgie is on his way back.
Oh, great.
Jolly good show.
We're having some difficulty in making radio contact with him because the flooding has affected our radio equipment.
Oh dear.
Say, what's gone wrong?
That's going to be a problem in the
Sounds like
episode.
the water's got into the radio equipment. Bad show.
Oh, gosh.
What's the problem, kid?
The flooding. Budgie going to land?
Shuddering joysticks, absolutely right.
Uh-oh!
Crumbs! Seapool's not just by the sea. It's in the sea.
Oh dear.
No wonder no one's around. I expect they'll all be... Gosh! What on earth are those? Monsters! Dinosaurs! Juggling joysticks! I'd better radio Lionel. Budgie to Lionel! Budgie to Lionel! Over!
Lionel to Budgie, I can just about hear you. Over.
Sorry, Lionel. Say again.
Oh no.
Lionel to Budgie, any news problems with the radio? Yeah, over and out.
Lionel, there are monsters in Seapool! Lionel? Hello? Oh, gosh. Now what do I do? I suppose I better take a look. There's one of them now. Oh no! It's not a monster at all! Wait till Pippa hears about this.
Oh, that's okay.
Gosh, I hope she's alright. I better get back to base.
Pippa seems to be, I think, is Budgie's best friend. I'm not sure, but I think she is. Or girlfriend, if you might add. God, I hope there's no Budgie the Little Helicopter fan fiction on DeviantArt and stuff that shows Budgie and Pippa being loving each other and possibly even doing naughty stuff with each other. Oh Jesus Christ! I really hope there's no fan art of that sort of thing on the internet. Jesus Christ, if there was. That would be awful. A lot of the sound effects in this are also very 90s. This does feel, the whole show feels very, very, very 90s.
Helicopter. Hi! Hi! Oi!
Hello? What's going on down there? Better take a look.
It's coming.
You know.
Great.
Moo, indeed.
Poor creature. I wonder if I could lift it out of there. The ladder's no use to a cow, though. Or the hook. I know where there's just the job.
Oh.
Here, what's he doing?
He's leaving us to it.
Oh, that's really nice, that is. Huh.
He's only going back to get something.
There it is. Now, this could be a bit tricky. Whoops.
Oh dear.
Whew. Mustn't get too near. But how can I... Oh, I know. Oh, blow. Missed.
I think I was going to say something else, but now I can't quite remember what it was.
Got it. Yes. You'll be all right now, brown cow.
Brown, what do you want now, brown cow? Brown cow.
The helicopter. Coming back. Oi, Daisy. Nearly there.
Oh God, Daisy. Such a stereotypical name for a cow. Really overused and really stereotypical name for a cow. Oh, MacDonald had a farm.
Right, you're clear.
Lovely.
Thanks, mate.
Great.
Thank you. Ah, good old Daisy. A flying cow.
And then that plot point would eventually be stolen and reused in the very first episode of the stupid Postman Pat reboot, Postman Pat Special Delivery Service, Postman Pat and the Runaway Cow, with the first episode of the horrible SDS reboot.
Oh, Budgie!
Budgie, I'm on my way back. Be there any minute now.
Good heavens, he doesn't think he can land, does he?
Can't you tell him?
I can try. Lionel to Budgie, how do you read me?
Budgie to Lionel. Are you saying something, Lionel? I think the radio's still bust. Over.
So,
So,
no use Pippa.
so I,
Dear.
so after I watched those episodes on YouTube
Doesn't look good.
and a few other videos of Budgie the Little Helicopter Kitty Rides in action,
Oh, no.
I grew a liking to this show. As I said, it's not as good as some other shows, but I still quite enjoy it, and so now I'm doing a VHS review on it, which is very nice. Oh dear.
Well, if it is Budgie, he's in trouble.
Very unique. It's quite unique and interesting in ways I explained earlier in this VHS review.
Yeah, right. It's getting really close.
Very
The
close.
door's open.
Open the door. Oh. Rose.
Wow! Monsters! Mike!
I've forgotten the name of the guy in the green jacket, but Mike is obviously his bumbling assistant that's not very bright.
Get ready for the battle of the sea monsters.
Where have they gone?
They're on your
Stupid.
skids.
Not the monsters, Chuck. The mechanics.
They're getting dry. I heard them say.
Yeah, the
fire
mechanics.
was coming from the river.
The other one, Mike, is obviously a very bumbling sidekick. I don't know,
You, Budgie.
which is quite a stereotypical trope, but one I still like. So Mike's obviously the name of the thin one with the red shirt, but I've forgotten the name of the fat one in the green jacket.
Budgie, where are you going?
See if I can help. Well, there's
Yeah, due to the amount of content in some of these episodes, there is due to the amount of content in some of these episodes, they can sometimes feel longer than 10 minutes. The first one felt like 10 minutes, but this two-part story feels more like a 45-minute special.
I wish he was doing this.
I know it's not, but it certainly feels like that. Plus, this tape is 45 minutes long anyway. There we go. That's what caused the flooding, partly. The burst river bank. Luckily, Budgie fixed it, and the flooding will stop now. Sweeping up water.
Ken, Mike.
Oh, that's the name of the one in the green jacket, Ken.
Wow, man.
That's it.
There's a pot of tea.
Fantastic. Nice timing, too. We've just finished. It'll soon dry out now. Come on, Mike. Good grief. He actually moved quite quickly. Someone must have mentioned food.
Oh god, he obviously likes food.
Yes, the place looked all right again. You did a jolly good job, Budgie. Well done.
Oh, thanks, Lionel.
Anything that
Ken's
has
a
to
bit
be fixed
overweight
by
though,
you,
so I can understand why Mike likes food more than Ken, because Mike is thin and Ken is fat, so I can understand a lot more why
I wish you'd get some different slippers.
why Mike likes more food than Ken. Oh, even Lionel's laughing at that. He's usually a very serious person, but even he couldn't help laughing. He's usually a very serious aircraft Lionel, but even he couldn't help laughing at that. Very nice. Here we go. Last episode on this tape. Now this is actually a sequel to the first episode on this VHS, because the two characters that stole the French plane is the two characters. Oh god.
We're not doing anything, Mum.
There's nothing
Two-
to do.
You could help me clean out the food.
The two robbers who appeared in the first episode, who tried to steal the French aircraft, appear again in this episode. So this is essentially completing. So this episode and the first episode on the VHS is essentially the stop. What is essentially a two-part story, but then it becomes a three-part story in the next episode after this one. But unfortunately, that episode isn't featured on this VHS, so the two-part story ends here. So the story ends here. The story arc ends here on this VHS, even though it continues on the episode that came after this one.
It's great, Mike. Thanks.
Mike? Hello, kids.
Hello, Ken.
Did you get those twist drills?
Oh, yeah, sure, Ken. In my pocket, man.
Well, they're not going to do much drilling there, are they? Come on, we've got a job to do.
Looks like I'm in trouble again.
Damn it.
Better
Also,
go. See ya.
Bye, Mike.
although the narrator mentions that those two, that Ben and Lucy are twins, they are obviously, I don't actually believe that they're twins. They're just because they have different colour hair. So
We're not supposed to play on the vehicles.
I doubt that they're actually twins.
Oh, all right. But keep a lookout in case anyone comes.
Yeah, I doubt that they're actually twins due to their different colour hair.
If we can nick one of their little planes,
Oh look, it's the crooks from the first episode on the VHS. So this is a continuation of that episode.
Well, it's in there somewhere. Well, help me then. Oh, all right.
Oh, that's... Hang on, what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, the narrator. Speaking of the narrator who mentions Ben and Lucy in the when the episode opens.
It's a private. Here.
Well,
I know you.
similar to Jimbo and the Jet Set, the narrator in Budgie, the little helicopter, very similar to Jimbo's narrator. The narrator only speaks once at the very beginning of each episode, just to set the scene for the episode and get everyone who's watching up to speed with what's happening in the episode, basically setting the episode up for everyone. And then afterwards, the narrator doesn't speak again for the rest of the episode,
The twins, they're in the truck.
which is very
Oh, I'm sorry.
You couldn't help that.
No, I meant I left the keys in the truck.
Oh, Mike.
So yeah, it's very, very similar to Jimbo's narrator, that. And like I said in my Jimbo and the Jet Set VHS review, that is exactly how I think Peppa Pig's narrator should do it. Just speak once at the beginning of each episode, and then don't speak again for the rest of the episode. But no, he has to regurgitate. The narrator of Peppa Pig has to regurgitate everything that's going on screen, even though the kids can clearly see what's happening to themselves, because the people who make Peppa Pig think that their target audience is stupid or something. Yes.
Could I go as well?
Has an IQ of -3, to be honest.
That's a good idea, Pippa.
Or even lower.
Pippa's faster than me. She could catch that car up before I'm halfway there.
Well, yes, I suppose you're right. Oh, very well.
Right, catch her.
But be careful.
They gotta catch that car.
Get us off the road, Terry. What? The cops will be looking out for us on the roads. Oh, right. There's a
That's a very American term, cops, so I don't know why this show set in the United Kingdom is saying cops, but I think British people say cops sometimes, so I think the show can get away with that.
Oh no, what happened?
I was sure it was them about a mile ahead, but there's no sign of them now. Over.
Maybe they took a side road.
There aren't any side roads. They've just vanished.
They can't have. They must be around there somewhere. Hang on, I'll be with you in a minute.
You've done it this time, ain't you?
What?
You'll be in real trouble bringing them with us.
Me? What about you?
You should have looked in the back of the truck.
Well, so should you.
I can't think of everything.
Well, that ain't fair. I always get the blame.
It's one of them planes from the airfield, I expect.
I knew they'd find us.
They haven't found us, and they ain't gonna find us, 'cause we've hid the truck in the barn.
And it's going away.
Yeah, we'll wait till dark, then we'll scarper. Find a bit of wood, Terry. Get a fire going. It's perishing in there.
What about the kids?
I'll watch the kids. Go on. And keep out of sight.
No sign of them, Budgie.
Well, they can't just have vanished. Did you check the old farmhouse?
Yes, but it's all boarded up, and there's no sign of a truck. Wait a minute. Smoke!
What are you talking about?
I can see smoke coming out of the farmhouse chimney.
Gosh,
Oh.
yes, you're right.
Oh yes, the criminal spot has been foiled because they built that fire. So, they found them. Yeah.
Suppose the cops was to find us, then?
They won't find us.
Yeah, but what if they did?
No one's gonna find us here, all right?
Hey, Pippa,
Yes, Budgie?
that smoke's given me an idea. I think I can get those crooks out of there.
Oh, Budgie! How?
You just watch me. Look out for the crooks, okay?
Will do, Budgie.
Listen, another of them.
Don't worry. They can't do nothing.
Right, Pippa, watch this.
What's happening?
God, I can't see. I can't breathe. Oh, let's get out of here.
What about the kids?
Forget the kids. Come on.
Watch them, Pippa. They're getting away again.
Don't worry, I see them. And there's a police car coming.
Come on, Tilly.
Oh, yeah.
The cops is behind us.
Don't you worry.
The Rozzers are after them. Yeah, very, that sound effect is very, very 90s. Everything looks and feels 90s, from the music, to the animation, to the sound effects. All very, very 90s, as I said.
Nice work, Pippa.
Thanks, Budgie. Budgie?
Hello?
I'll have to get back to base. I'm getting low on fuel.
I'll come with you.
Are the twins all right?
Oh, the twins. I'd forgotten about them in the excitement. I'll get back to the farmhouse and pick them up. Okay.
Right. But hurry. It'll be dark before long. Over and out.
Yep. Bye. Over and out.
Now find the twins. Oh, it's getting dark now.
Let's see. It's Budgie.
Lovely music. Oh,
But
that's
how long ago
nice.
since you left him, Pippa?
Nearly an hour.
Oh
Maybe
god.
he's come down. Engine failure.
Calm
Bird
down
strike.
in the...
Chuck, honestly.
It is a bit worrying. It's pretty dark.
Chuck's American accent, and
Budgie to Lionel. Lionel.
you know,
Oh,
Chuck's actually voiced by Kerry Shale, who does a lot of US voices in US dubs of British shows.
Oh, good.
And I think his American accent, mainly the one he does for Chuck, is very is very similar to the American accent I do for Jacob.
I'll follow the railway line until I find a good landing place.
Oh, Budgie's low on fuel and it's getting dark now, so
We'll be back
he
tomorrow
needs to
morning.
like,
Okay.
so he needs to land somewhere.
Show. Nice work, Budgie.
So,
Yes.
but then this episode will eventually carry over
What's that ahead?
into the next episode and continue the story. But unfortunately, that episode is not featured on this VHS. So on another,
You're right.
so for the next one, I might have. So one day.
That was safe now.
But if you want to find out what happens in the next episode,
Good night, Lucy.
just go onto the Budgie Wikipedia page and find out what the next episode is, because I can't be bothered to tell you, and then go watch it for yourself, because it's a very nice because it's going to continue the story, which for some reason this VHS doesn't do. Anyway, that was the end of this VHS. So, is it worth buying this VHS? Well, I wouldn't say that this is a must-have VHS. I just bought it because, you know, the reviews, and also because it's not the best show in the world, but I still quite like it, and I quite like Budgie the Little Helicopter, but this isn't a must-have VHS, I must say that. But if you really, really want it, if you really like Budgie the Little Helicopter and really, really want it, then yeah, go buy the VHS. I'm not stopping you. So yeah, it's not exactly worth buying this VHS. But if you're an avid Budgie the Little Helicopter fan, definitely go and buy it. Otherwise, don't really bother, because as much as I like Budgie the Little Helicopter, this VHS is not really a must-have one. So, yeah. Don't buy it unless you really, really want it, is what I'm going to say. It's only really worth buying if you're an avid Budgie fan. Only buy it if you really want it, is what I'm saying. Because it's not a must-have VHS. I don't know why I keep repeating myself. But anyway, now I'll let you all hear the nostalgic sound of the VHS tapes rewinding. Because even though some of you might not have been born in the era of the VHS, just listening to this sound can give you nostalgic vibes, even if you never lived in the VHS era. Very nostalgic. Really? There we go. Stopping now. Come on. Right, come on. But also, guys, I just have to keep rewinding it because of my OCD. I gotta make sure that there are no I gotta make sure that there's no tape left at the back. See, look there? I'm gonna quickly rewind it a little bit more. And once more, I've decided the more efficient way of rewinding it is to press play and then rewind it a little bit more, rather than taking it out and then rewinding it again. Rather than taking it out, putting it back in again. Okay, let's bring it out now. Come on out. There we go. Now, make sure there's no tape left in there. Yep, I think that satisfies my standards. Let's put the tape back now. Ah, damn it. And now close it up. So, that was my VHS review of Budgie Little Helicopter the Air Show. And as I said earlier, don't buy this VHS unless you really want it, because not the best VHS out there, not the best show out there, but I just bought it because not only because I somewhat like, but I quite like Budgie Little Helicopter, but not as much as other shows, so I would only recommend buying this VHS if you're an avid Budgie fan, or you just really like VHSs, so this isn't a must-have VHS, but if you want it, go buy it, because I'm not stopping you. Anyway, guys, that's it for this VHS review. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like this video, comment on it, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to me, Trainlover16, if you haven't already. So thanks again for watching, guys. I really enjoyed doing this review, despite me thinking that Budgie the Little Helicopter isn't one of the best TV shows in the world. But even so, I really enjoyed doing this VHS review. Thanks again so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye bye, everyone.